hit the engine. This is gonna get a little rough.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things you missed in The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 4.
Put down the rocks, kid. It's time that you learn with the other Foundlings.
For this list, we're looking at some small details and Easter eggs you may not have caught while watching Chapter 20, The Foundling. If you haven't seen this episode, beware of spoilers. What are your predictions for the second half of the season? Also, did the rock crabs remind you of the ones from Pirates of the Caribbean? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Forge Flashbacks. At this rate, Grogu might be the first of Yoda's species to become a Mandalorian.
This is the Forge. It is the heart of Mandalorian culture.
In fact, there's one moment that connects him further with the Mandalorian. As the armorer forges new pieces for Grogu, the stimuli harken him back to his experiences from Order 66. This isn't the first time the Forge has conjured up some traumatic memories, as Mando goes through something similar in Season 1, Episode 3.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
As the armorer forges his new Beskar plating, Mando travels back to his own childhood to when his own people were decimated. Yeesh. At this point, the armorer's forging sessions should come with an in-house therapist.
Mandalorian steel shall keep you safe as you grow stronger. You will grow into this rondel as you grow into your station. Foundling Grogu.
Number 9. Force Jump. However much Grogu becomes a Mandalorian, he'll always have a little Jedi in him, as evidenced by this scene.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
If he is ever to rise from Foundling to apprentice, he must learn.
During training, Grogu is pitted against the newest Mandalorian Ragnar in a darts match. While Ragnar seems to have the advantage, Grogu goes all Yoda on him and does a couple of impressive flips. Afterwards, Bo-Katan asks who taught him that, and Mando cannot take credit.
Did you teach him that?
Not me.
As you'll recall, Luke helps Grogu get off his feet with a training remote in the Book of Boba Fett.
Good.
You've taught him well.
It's more like he's remembering than I'm actually teaching him anything.
While Grogu's gotten a lot better since then, it's clear he still learned a lot from his brief Jedi Master. Maybe Mando should go back to Peli and finally answer her question.
Who taught you how to leap like a lerman, huh?
Number 8. Kelleran Beck. While we see a lot of unidentified Jedi during Grogu's flashback to Order 66, only one gets his time to shine. Kelleran Beck.
Everything's gonna be all right, kid.
As Kelleran got Grogu to safety, we realized he was familiar in more ways than one. While we'll be getting into who played him a little later, let us first focus on the character.
Padawans, my name is Jedi Master Kelleran Beck, and these are my trusty droids, 83
How's it going?
and LXR5.
Surprisingly, younger audiences may be more familiar with Kelleran than older ones, as he served as the host for the kids' game show Star Wars Jedi Temple Challenge. The show aired a season in 2020 on the Star Wars Kids website and YouTube channel.
By the right of the Council, by the will of the Force, you are now Jedi Knights.
Woo! Kelleran's actor previously said he'd have a purple lightsaber, whereas here he has green and blue. But he kicks ass all the same. Become a WatchMojo channel member and get exclusive perks like Mojo emojis, loyalty badges, priority comment replies, and exclusive members-only content, including live list rankings with the Mojo staff and peeks behind the scenes. Don't miss out. Number 7. Familiar Coruscant locations. The chase sequence on Coruscant may go by fast and furious, but that can't stop us from finding Easter eggs. At one point, Kelleran uses a train tunnel to escape persecution, which immediately had us hearkening back to Attack of the Clones. There, Anakin and Obi-Wan chase the bounty hunter Zam Wesell after she tries to assassinate Padme.
Where are you going? He went that way.
Master, if we keep this chase going any longer, that creep is gonna end up deep fried. And personally, I'd very much like to find out who he is and who he's working for. This is a shortcut, I think.
Wesell at one point also takes a detour through a tunnel, which is admittedly much wider and used for general traffic, but you can see the comparisons. Back in the episode, Kelleran and Grogu resurface right in front of the Peak of Umate, which we of course got a better look at just a week ago.
What is that?
That is the peak of Umate, highest mountain on Coruscant. They say it's the only place on the entire surface where you can see the planet itself.
We're starting to wonder if this peak is going to be important. Number 6, Naboo iconography. Despite the flashback taking place on Coruscant, there were more than a few Naboo influences to be found.
Keller and Beck?
They're right behind me.
What about the others?
There are no others.
Specifically, when Kelleran and Grogu dock, they're greeted by members of the Royal Naboo Security Forces, with uniforms straight out of the Phantom Menace.
They've knocked out all our communications.
Do you have transport?
In the main hangar, this way.
As if we needed more of an indication, they let Kelleran escape on their Nubian yacht, whose silver coating is unmistakable.
Take the ship, it's fueled and ready to go. Come on!
The same type of aircraft can also be seen in Attack of the Clones being operated by Padme. We're not sure if these Nabooians have any connection to Padme, but we know where she's taking her own skiff around this time.
I saw your ship.
Number 5, Kyrimorut. After Bo-Katan tracks the raptor that snatched Ragnar to a large peak, the Mandalorians discuss a game plan, with Bo-Katan name-dropping a new location.
The mountains are too high. If we use jetpacks, the beast will hear.
It would kill the child.
These are no higher than the peaks of Kyrimorut. I used to climb them in basic training.
While we haven't seen Kyrimorut yet, just know that it's a stronghold on Mandalore that had long sheltered defectors. It's where clone troopers would escape the Empire, not to mention the preceding Republic, in addition to any surviving Jedi.
You're a deserter. Well, I like to think I'm merely exercising my freedom to choose.
It's heretofore only been featured in novels written by Karen Travis, but maybe Bo-Katan would like to give us a tour. In any case, her mentioning the peaks during the planning meeting at least made us think of Luke discussing womp rats in A New Hope.
That's impossible, even for a computer.
But it's not impossible. I used to bullseye womp rats in my T-16 back home. They're not much bigger than T-meters.
Number 4, Shriek-Hawk. Immediately after Bo-Katan's reference to Kyrimorut, the Armorer gives Paz Vizsla and the Shriek-Hawk training team an assignment.
Paz Vizsla, enjoin the Shriek-Hawk training team to accompany you. I will pack extended lariats for your launches. We must avoid explosives and blasters for the safety of the Foundling.
While we haven't seen an actual Shriek-Hawk before, and no, it's not the technical name for the raptor that drives the plot, it does make sense why the team would be named after it. Namely, the Shriek-Hawk is the emblem for Clan Vizsla, going all the way back to the Clone Wars TV series.
Duchess Satine, you are most welcome.
Thank you, Governor Vizsla. May I present Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, representing the Jedi Council. Governor Vizsla is one of the officials I spoke of. He has been working to find the members of the Death Watch.
Since Vizslas were instrumental in forming the Death Watch, a violent splinter group, it makes sense that the latter would also adopt the image.
The sign of the Death Watch.
This goes far beyond vandalism. This is a political statement against your government. And against you.
Meanwhile, the Children of the Watch are an offshoot of Death Watch, so it all comes full Shriek-Hawk. Number 3, Star Wars Now.
I'm out of fuel. It always gets away.
After the Mandalorian's trench-run pursuit of the Raptor runs out of steam, Bo-Katan whizzes by in her ship. The subsequent shot of both the ship and the Raptor against the backdrop of the sun will look familiar to both Star Wars fans and cinephiles as a whole.
It was the Republic! First Order, they've done it. Where's Rey?
On the Star Wars side of things, this kind of image was previously used in The Force Awakens as TIE fighters approached Maz Kanata's castle. Still, even this was a reference, as back in 2015, people were likening it to shots of helicopters from Apocalypse Now.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
It's a beautiful shot that's bound to be emulated in media forever, and we are certainly not ones to complain. Number 2, Temuera Morrison. While the Book of Boba Fett proved largely underwhelming for most fans, Temuera Morrison's portrayal of the character has been a welcome addition.
We are not suited for this.
If not us, then who?
We haven't seen the daimyo of Mos Espa since then, but Morrison did return here as the voice of the clone troopers seen in Grogu's Order 66 flashback.
Over there! Stop it!
This makes sense seeing as Jango Fett's genetic code was used to create the clones. It seems Disney is committed to having Morrison continue to play the clones in live action after popping up as a washed-out one in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Help a veteran get a warm meal.
Of course, D. Bradley Baker is still voicing the clones on the animated side of things, but this is a nice nod to the OG.
Everybody out! Move it!
Number 1. Ahmed Best. The biggest Easter egg of this episode was hidden in plain sight, and most viewers probably didn't realize.
Don't worry, we're gonna meet up with some friends of mine. But hold on, it's gonna be a bumpy landing.
The aforementioned Kelleran Beck is played by none other than Ahmed Best. That name sound familiar? Well, how about the Star Wars character Best played previously? Jar Jar Binks. That's right, the guy behind Naboo's most famous Gungan and this new Jedi are one and the same.
Misa called Jar Jar Binks. Misa your humble servant.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, but it is. 'Tis demanded by the gods, it is.
Over the years, Best has been pretty vocal about how the fan backlash to Jar Jar negatively impacted his life. So, we couldn't be more pleased to see him in the flesh here in all his Star Wars glory. And who knows, maybe we'll get another flashback showing us what Grogu and Kelleran did next. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.